So we started playing just bullshit for like 2 seconds here. Battlefield came out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know last time you played video games.
It's been a while, but
Okay.
You semed excited to play it last time we talked.
I still have yet to like actually go in and play.
Yeah.
But that like editing tool that I have that has all the extra buttons and like the dial that helps me edit the podcast really fast.
Mm-hmm.
You can set them up to like play whatever you want, like voice changers and stuff in the game.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a separate app that you download on the PC, and then you plug in all the little sounds that you want.
That sounds fun,
dude. And it plays through the game chat. It's so much fun. I played one game. I played one game with it, but I have like a ton of shit from like Talladega Nights or the other guys or like a bunch of Adam Sandler clips, like all sorts of stuff. I don't know. I was having a blast with it.
Sounds like fun.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
It was like the guys, everybody got into the chopper, but I was like, before that I did Arnold. It was like, get to the chopper. Then I started playing CCR when we were flying around.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
That's sweet.
Little things will bring you joy.
Yeah.
I miss that. That's something that we did when we were young. We all got together and brought our video games together and all went in separate rooms with TVs, and it's a whole like LAN party. I know it's like one generation below you, but whatever.
I think so.
I think
so. Like when I was a kid, I remember, when the consoles were coming out.
Yeah.
The first one, like we had Sega.
Yeah.
We had a Super Nintendo and then a Sega, but
and then
and 64 was like the big one,
dude.
Yeah, and so like I played a lot of that. My little brother
opening the disc and blowing the fucker out.
Yeah.
And
then I mean it was pretty much N64 for a while, and then I got older and into girls and
that's usually what happens.
Other nonsense.
In
all honesty, I was playing sports like all the time. I was always at the basketball court growing up and playing football and basketball and soccer. Played a lot of soccer.
Did you?
I was always outside playing, doing something.
I really wish at this point it was, but
riding bikes, skateboarding.
Can't go back in the past.
All of it.
I skateboarded a lot. Obviously we went out and rode our 4-wheelers around, and like we had the property, and then we got into airsoft, and we got into it like a little bit too much to the point where we were buying like real gear to run around in and all of that.
Getting the cops called on you.
Oh, dude, my neighbor did.
Just kids running around with guns.
Oh, dude, I mean, painted tips, like the whole ordeal.
Get yourself shot.
Oh, we were on our property, but yeah, dude. I mean, I rolled up like just completely kitted up, and I mean, we had a blast. But we got super intense into it too. Like we built, forts, and we had like specific games that we'd play. My buddy Jose, who isn't here anymore, one of the times, dude, he like climbed up into one of our pine trees, and I don't know if he was just feeling to be as real as possible in the game or not, but we were playing and he got hit. Somebody saw him climbing up in the tree so he could see further, and he got hit. And instead of just saying hit, that fucker dropped
out of the tree,
20 feet up, dude.
Shot.
Just a little Mexican kid, but like dropped like 20 feet up and just landed straight on his back.
Man.
And we had the thing where it was like, if you can get back to the base with him, your buddy has to drag you or carry you. And I grabbed the back of his harness and just yanked him through the woods as he's like gasping for air because the air got knocked out of him.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it was so much fun. Yeah, we had
awesome.
I think that introduced a little bit of like that kind of lifestyle to me, or for me. Like that is what made me want to
running around playing in the woods.
Oh, it's a totally
like that. Yeah, it was fun when
it's a boys thing to do. You grab a stick, but we ended up getting. This is back when like Japan was the only one who had like real airsoft guns that like weighed just like a normal gun, worked just like a normal gun, and the only thing that just like you had to have an extra battery on you.
Yeah.
So
I remember. I think I was in like maybe 3rd grade, and I got my best friend growing up, Dylan. Him and his brother got them to skip school with me, and we packed up our bags and went out into the woods, and we're like, hanging in the woods, and it was totally my fault. I got them to skip school with me or third grade, supposed to be on the bus going to school. And instead we kept going past the bus stop, went out into the woods, built a little fire. And we were like hanging out, like, we were camping in the woods. Like it was cool, and, like I'd say 2-3 hours into it, we hear some yelling and see some cops off in the distance, like heading our way. Obviously the school had called our parents when we didn't show up, and they didn't know where we were at, so cops got called. So I took off, and I think Dylan and I both took off running, and kept up the chase for a while, and eventually there was obviously no point in continuing. So got dragged back to school. My mom made me go back to school for the day and finish the day out at school. And my neighbors were not so lucky. Their dad was like, bring them home. And from what I heard,
That's worse.
yeah, from what I heard, they got quite the beating.
Quite the lashing.
Yeah, like legit, probably not very good. So I feel bad. I still feel guilty about getting them.
What is that
kicked.
about still carrying guilt for like ever?
Oh man, they got their fucking asses whooped, dude.
Yeah. Are they still mad at you?
I don't think they've ever. Nobody's ever brought it up to me, but I feel bad for it.
Yeah.
Because that was totally my fault. That was nobody else's idea but mine. Like I just didn't want to do it by myself, so I encouraged them to skip with me.
I'm sure it's a fun story. I'm sure they don't talk about it with their dad.
Well, that's the story. I don't know how fun it was, but if you enjoyed it, there you go.
Yeah. What is that about carrying guilt for like years and years and years and years? Like you say something in an awkward way to somebody, and you're like, fuck, why did I say it that way?
I mean, I think that's somewhat normal.
It definitely
is.
It's
important to think about that sometimes. It's actually something I've thought about lately because, I'm like, as I'm trying to grow and develop myself more, I know that we've kind of talked about it here and there before, but if I'm having a hard time moving forward in an area, it's usually tied to some sort of me like holding on to something, and aside from like blame, and that's something that I can get caught up in sometimes, is carrying like blame for certain things, but also guilt is another area. I don't know how much we've talked about that specifically.
I don't know how much we've talked about guilt. That's what I was kind of thinking is.
Yeah, I definitely.
I had the same kind of thought, not about like a specific story, but it was like just some way, like some way I said something, or the way that an interaction went, and to the other person, they're never going to think about it again. But for some reason, in a moment of my own weakness that I couldn't relay something, or a fuck up of my own, I carry that with myself and wouldn't, like, it's hard for me to be like, hey dude, it's not like, it's better now because I've been working on it. But for a long time, it was always like a weird, I can't forgive myself for that. Or I'm just trying to like fix a problem that can't be fixed anymore instead of letting it go.
Yeah.
Like carrying guilt over saying something shitty to somebody one time, even though that person's still in my life and things are fine.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's so many different aspects of it. There's stuff that I regret deeply in my life, and I don't know. So I think some of it probably the other parties involved probably don't even think twice about,
right?
Or maybe in their minds it's something that was good for them in some way, or don't, probably don't think about it. But for myself, I definitely carry, I think, a lot of guilt, because I know that there's areas in each like facet of my life, all the way back, there's areas that like I could have probably done better in, mainly like relationships, I guess, is like the theme in my life, is certain relationships that I'd like to have with like family, that I'd like to be closer. Those, for whatever reason, it's like you get caught up in life and just trying to, get by and do what you got to do and handle the responsibilities. And so like I've had good friendships and family relationships just kind of strain or
Dwindle.
go stagnant, for a while. Just because I'm trying to keep up with life, and it's hard. I mean, I know it's hard with like kids my age and the ages that they've been in sports, and like there's always something going on between work and stuff
it is
they're doing.
It is for them too. I started, obviously, especially when you get around the holiday times, it's hard to it's a big reminder of like the family that you have and the amount of time that you spend with them, right? And I don't spend a whole lot of time with my family as much as I would love to. But everybody's in the hustle bustle kind of thing, and it's hard. But everybody also seems to understand it. But I get what you're saying. The other thing, I was thinking about this, when we carry this guilt or like this, like, I wish I could have done better in that relationship, or I wish I wouldn't have said that kind of thing. The other thing that we don't seem to think about or give ourselves praise is that in our times that we're being better towards other humans or being better in relationships, we don't know what kind of change that would make for them. I don't know, like, for an example, I'll cut out the name. I don't know the guy, but Cassidy told me that she went down to a restaurant down here. And one of the guys working, or their waiter, I believe, I don't remember. I think maybe the manager of the store, Cassidy served his very last drink to. So like he quit drinking after that. Oh, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it was, I think Cassidy had said something about it being something she said. And she's like, we talked about it later on a couple days ago. And she's like, yeah, I don't know. It just threw me off when he said that. And I was like, well, ultimately, like, you never know what kind of effect you have in people's lives in a positive way. And the last thing that he thinks about is he needed to get sober. You served him his last drink and said something to him about drinking too much. And for whatever reason, that and everything else that was going on in his life needed to connect and turn him into a positive person.
Yeah.
And rid the alcoholism that was carrying him through. So it was like a small reminder of like, I don't remember the time. I don't always remember the times where I help people, but I definitely remember the times where I've hurt people.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like a touching the stove kind of thing.
I mean, I don't know, man. I have situations in my life where I deeply regret my decision making at a certain point in time. And like hurting people in the moment. And the result of that ended up being them finding and having and receiving what they were wanting, So like they might look at that as a necessary, negative event that ended up being a good thing for them, but I don't know. I mean, I think so I don't think it's good to like walk around with shame. But at the same time, I do think shame is there to remind us of how we should be acting and behaving, and kind of like as a guidepost. Yeah.
There's a reason
made you feel bad.
Yeah, there's a reason that doing bad things makes you feel bad at your core.
Yeah. And I think for myself, it's, life is always a constant reminder, I guess, just overthinking things at times and getting caught up in like the anxiety of the future or, in the past. And so all the work that I've tried to get to in terms of like staying present and all that, I still find myself like ruminating and all that, all the negative. And
I think it's a natural thing to do, though.
Well, and sometimes like I think it's in my mind, I put it off or put it to the side because I know that a lot of what I'm doing is somewhat justified, like, and I know that the relationships that may have suffered at times, like those people understand too. My friends with like kids, I might not talk to them every couple of months or every few months or even longer. But when we do talk, it's like, no time has passed, that kind of thing.
Right.
You know, there's still a strong connection there. It's just, I think we both understand. I have family relationships that are the same way, you know.
I think a lot of those, I think those are kind of the best relationships to have, in terms of like having, you know, we all have really close friends that we talk to every day, but if you can keep that, pick up just pick up right where you left off, and you get to be updated on lives even though you're not in them, having like, it's almost impossible to be a part of everybody's life all the time and take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And so having close people around you is great. Like, you want a close group of friends and family. And then when the next step down is that, like, being able to pick up where you left off. I've got tons of those friends that I could call today, but we both are busy, and and I don't know, it is nice to just randomly call or randomly get a call, you know?
Yeah. I've been trying to remind myself, if I think of someone or something comes up when I'm, you know, often thought,
People do gratitude texts and stuff like that. Like every morning they'll just like, whoever they think of that day, they'll just send like a gratitude text.
Yeah, so something like that. I've been, if somebody comes to mind, I've been trying to do a better job of reaching out. But I definitely struggle with it. Yeah,
the universe hit me with that for a minute, or God or whoever. Not in like a, you know, had to way at all, but Brandon on site, like the 2 days before that, I was like, I feel like I need to text him. And then myself was like, nah, you know, he probably doesn't want to text for me, And then sure enough, 2 days later, I'm parking at Home Depot and he whips up in his truck. He's like, why haven't you called me? I was like, holy shit, man, look at that, lined right up.
I have a couple of friends that forever and always, anytime I've gotten to like thinking about them, like they'll hit me up. Like, you know, one of my buddies, every time I'm like having a thought about him for a few days in a row, and I'm like, I'm going to have to get a hold of this dude. He'll hit me up. It's like, you know.
You've heard of like I'm forgetting the whole study now because it's 10 years ago is when I heard about it, and they had like this whole special on it, but how trees are connected, like miles and miles, always a network. And if one tree is being eaten, a tree, you know, a mile down the way will change how it tastes based on the fact that this tree was being eaten. So that way, when this one starts to get eaten, it's got a bitter taste to whatever insect or animal's eating it. And then I always think like, if that's what trees, like humans have to have a actual, whether it's spiritual or what, we have to have some kind of connection when it comes to that.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, I mean, there's the science behind it when it comes to like intuition of being attacked or danger with the whites in our eyes and stuff like that. But like, there has to be some kind of other connection.
I'm sure there's a lot. I'm sure it goes a lot deeper than what we know about, you know, and understand.
I mean, ourselves. That's you know, those are human questions that we're always going to ask.
I mean, I know they say that there's things, I don't know what it would be, but there's things between us and like plants that are very similar. So I could imagine, you know, we're pretty complex machines. So
I mean, that's why grounding is a good thing as well. Like when you're actually walking barefoot around in the ground, in the grass, in the dirt, there's connections between you and earth. I don't know. I've been a bit on perspective lately, like just the concept of perspective. I've been trying to see other people's perspective, and also I've been trying to understand just the whole, I know it sounds silly, but like the whole concept of perspective. I started thinking about how, you know, we'll come up with designs and there's like 5 or 6 of us now that roll through and like designs and stuff. Then I started thinking about the fact that like Matt is colorblind, and so he has a whole different perspective.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so when we talked
I was wondering why he liked one of the designs that I sent you guys yesterday. I'm like, why does he like, that's like one of my least favorite. But if he sees it in a different color, then that totally changes things.
When I forget that sometimes, but then Matt will be like, so when we're talking, we were using GoodNotes for our app stuff. He's like, what color am I? And I'm like, well, he can see some, but like, I was like, why don't you pick a color and that way you know what color it is. So he picked his own color so he can see what one
color
it
did
is.
he pick?
I don't remember. I think
Gray.
it's gray. But no, but like I'm thinking about perspectives and stuff on that. And I don't think Brody is too. I swear he said he
Does
might
Matt
be
have
too.
the glasses?
No.
Does Brody?
I don't know if Brody's colorblind. I swear.
You should apologize to him if he's
Brody,
not.
if you're not colorblind.
Don't put that on him.
I won't put that on him.
We should get Matt the glasses.
Yeah.
And we can do a video where we bring him outside on the porch and we give him the glasses.
Like the little baby who gets it? Or the hearing aid?
Or the old man. There's a bunch of them
they're pretty cool.
Where they bring the people out.
It's pretty special.
Glasses.
I'm sure not seeing color for or not seeing color for your entire life.
We should
for 80 years and
we
then
should
putting
bless him
on.
with some high def.
Okay. We'll have to try them out.
It's almost Christmas. Let's hook them up, man.
How much are they?
I don't know.
They're probably
expensive, but
whatever.
Let's hook 'em
Matt's
up.
worth it.
Yeah.
But
we'll bless him with sight.
That's
a great gift.
I'll have to
tell him he can't watch this part of the episode.
He's gonna watch it.
It's gonna get.
He'll probably listen to. He's probably at work right now.
We are not.
Let's
Not give that loser anything for Christmas. Don't do that.
Now we have to because he's gonna hear this.
Well, it'll be a surprise.
Either way. I was just trying to think about, just trying to get as many perspectives as possible. You can always, ignore somebody if somebody says something out of malice or whatever. But I don't know. I was just trying to really focus in on the fact that I think a lot of growth comes from different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just doing one thing because that's the way I see it, I've been taking the idea or whatever that thing is that I'm doing and trying to kind of attack it from all sides before I even start. Just trying to like mentally prepare myself around all sides of it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that too is coming from the fact that, we just finished this job and it took a month and a half because I was so, pit bulled into it where I was just like one direction and it's just go, go, go instead of how can I maneuver through this and use my resources and my help around me in order to keep this going and work on B.A.D and not lead from a place of exhaustion.
Yeah, I totally get it, man. I think I can relate between this and work and kids and everything else.
Yeah.
It's like I definitely think that there are certain aspects in my life that are not getting the attention I would like to give them. And, that's something I've been thinking about all week. And then that guilt ties into that, like I feel guilty about certain aspects and neglecting them. And I don't know. It's tough because I don't want to give myself any kind of excuse to like not show up in life completely the way that I want to, and I think a lot of people can relate to knowing they could give more in certain areas, but struggling with it. So that's something I'm trying to work on. And I think, like you were saying, as far as perspectives go, trying to remind myself of what, the important like the opposite perspective or the one that I should be considering that maybe I'm not. I think it's important to try and do that. And it's an area that I'm not always great at. I mean, it's easy after something goes on to, take a step back and think about it, but
it's hard when you're in the trenches of it. The one thing that I kind of wrote about for a minute yesterday, and I put it in the newsletter on Good Notes, so you'll read it. But what me and you were talking about yesterday, which was, you were saying, and I've been doing this too. Like, I've got so much going on, and then when I get home, it's like this place that's just a bunch of more work that I have to do, and this can attest to a lot of people when they have that urge to be like, I have so much shit to do at home, but I also have so much shit to do outside of home. It's okay to take a day, even if you feel as if your whole schedule will get fucked up in the middle of that. It's it's okay to take a day and reset your place and your home of where you're supposed to recharge, where it's supposed to feel like you can accomplish things. I always have extra projects going on. And so if that aspect of it's hard, but for me, if I take an entire day, and even if that day is just nonstop working here, I get so much completed that the next day I come home from doing all of the other work stuff, you get back and you're like, oh, wow, this is actually like a comfortable place to be. And I'm very happy that I come home to seeing all of the things that I've gotten done, even in one day. And in reality, my schedule didn't change at all because if you could lose a day by getting sick.
Yeah.
Like
there's all sorts of things you can justify devoting the day and the time and the energy to. And I do that, and I make that excuse for myself all the time. And it's easy when you have kids to not be able to do other things. And but yeah, I think cleaning the space and keeping your house, in order, so to speak, is super important. It's something I neglect quite a bit as I'm going at it during the week, but it's something I need to get done. It creates a higher level of anxiety in me when it's not, if I think that things are cluttered or dirty or anything like that. It's just something that drives me crazy. So,
and everybody can relate to that. Everybody can relate to the fact that for a week straight, they're going to get home. But I think people need to give themselves more grace when it comes to that, because it might not just be a week. It might be an entire month. And then you all of a sudden look up and realize that your house is completely destroyed from you running in and out every day, all day long. And some people will have like set days on Sundays where they try to reset everything. Other people, that feels exhausting. And so even once a month, like if you can just reset your home the way that helps you, I think it's a huge benefactor. We just reorganized the entire office and put everything in bins and really cleaned up and opened up our space in here. And it's helped me a lot. Yeah. It's helped me not feel so cluttered in here. And I spend the majority of my time working on B.A.D in here. And the same thing goes for the house or the shack out back. Like, we're working on getting everything more organized. And with that comes getting rid of stuff. Yeah.
And definitely purging the stuff that you don't need anymore. That's something I need to
I have a rule, and I do it every year. And if I haven't touched that stuff and something in 6 months, unless it's like a tool or something that I could use, that I like an actual tool, because we work too. If I haven't used it, it should go, because it's like a halfway in between of the minimalist life and having things that can also bring you joy at times. So I accumulate a lot of things.
Yeah, do I.
So much. I mean, I could probably fill a dumpster a year worth of this stuff.
I love stuff.
Yeah, I do too, but it doesn't really love you back.
No.
A lot of the times it doesn't, and it really, like you said, it creates this clutter, and it creates this for me, having all of this stuff around, or all of these like extra things that I could use it for, is just a constant reminder of a goalpost that I'm not going to make it to. Yeah. But I grew up that way too. I grew up with you've been to my dad's house.
I do a lot of that
my
too.
My grandpa's house. Yeah. Like,
I have a lot of stuff.
Yeah. My brother does the same stuff.
In case I need this.
In case I need this. I might need that. Yeah. But it does pan out sometimes.
Oh my God. Those are the best moments, man. When I'm like, when I need something and I have that thing that like, I know in the back of my mind, I've been saving for 2 or 3 years.
I saw this video. It must have been 2 years ago. I really wish I could find it, because I'd send it to you. And it was something a lot like it was a son and a dad working, and son's working on his house. And the dad's like, I got a board for that. And he drives home and he like shuffles through the garage, and he like makes room to get up into the attic. He like crawls up into the attic, and he's moving totes, moving shit all over. And then the last tote, he moves it, and there's this board, just like this already cut up board. And he grabs it and he's like, I knew I could save it for something. And then drives all the way back over to his son's house.
Yeah.
And he's like, here you go. And he cuts it up and it works. And they're like, oh man, I knew it. I knew I could save it for something.
So funny.
And it's like you said, like for whatever reason, like that is when you're like, wait a minute, I have something for this.
Yeah.
But it's
very rewarding, but it definitely doesn't
so
justify
rewarding.
all the stuff that I have accumulated that I need to get rid of.
I went over to Drew's house yesterday to help build the bunk beds for deer camp in the tent and stuff. And I love working on the tent because it doesn't matter. Like we're building it nice and we're doing everything nice, but like ultimately the lumber and stuff that we use, it's like we're building a cabin out in the woods. So it's like we just grab, like there's just a stack of 2x and 2x6s and all this shit out there. We just like grab and see if we can use and toss it up, and we don't usually run to the store for anything.
Right.
And it's just so much fun. It's like more of a primal build than building the houses that we build.
It doesn't have to be up to code.
Well, it's not even that it's up to code, but like I don't have we didn't get like a pallet of fucking 2x brought out there with a train and a truck.
Yeah, man.
Like we built the outfitter tent underneath the outfitter tent when it was collapsed. We started building the entire building underneath it. So it's such a cool project.
Yeah.
That, and it's fucking awesome because you're just like out
building
on the back property.
Out there building
oh,
fort.
Dude, it's the coolest. And I'll show you pictures of it too. I took some yesterday, but yeah, it's just been a blast.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Yeah. I think us adults should build more forts for sure. I mean, that's half the reason I have a shack. The B.A.D project is about finding those small distractions that keep you moving when life tries to pin you down. That's what our gear stands for. They're reminders you can wear, carry, and share to push through those hard days. Every shirt, every hat, every sticker helps spread the message. When you're wearing it, you're not just buying our merch, you're backing the mission. We're building more than just a brand. As we roll out B.A.D activity events, your support helps make them possible. With new drops, holiday specials, and surprises always around the corner, we really are just getting started. If you want to go even deeper, hit our new Patreon for B.A.D Thoughts episodes, bonus content, behind the scenes, and a closer seat in this community we're building. We're even doing giveaways. So check out the gear at thebadproject.com, hit our Patreon, and follow us on all the socials to stay locked in. This movement's only growing, and you're going to be a part of it. Thanks for everything you guys are doing. Love you all. Every crew's got that one guy who shows up late, drinks gas station mud, and wonders why he feels like trash by lunch. Don't be that guy. Construction Coffee Co. isn't cheap sludge. It's small batch coffee roasted to keep you moving when everyone else is crying about their backs. Smooth enough to sit black, strong enough to keep you upright when your foreman's breathing down your neck. Fuck that guy. And yeah, they've got gear too. Shirts, hats, workwear built tough enough for the job site, not that pajama junk your apprentice wears. This stuff actually holds up when you're crawling through mud or hanging steel. They're there for you to roast beans and roast you. Just like you do with your buddies on the job. Because that's the culture. Talk trash, laugh hard, and get it done. Construction Coffee Co. Clock in, drink up, shut up. Go to constructioncoffeeco.com to get yours.
Cass & Co. Upscale Thrift is redefining resale. Think timeless fashion, luxury brands, and curated pieces. All at prices that let you stay stylish without the splurge. Whether you're hunting for vintage classics or this season's designer staples, we'll make high-end accessible. Dress like you own the runway for a fraction of the price.
No, I will say that a lot of what I've been trying to do based off the last episode that me and you talked about is trying to become more articulate and stuff like that was what my goal was. And it's definitely helped, like trying to follow through with that. I've been asking myself a lot more questions about like, what do I actually think about that when people are asking me something? And I think that that's kind of where my thoughts on perspective have really accumulated. Like I've gone into, if somebody asks me something or has an opinion, instead of me immediately lashing out, I've been pausing a lot more and thinking like, don't just respond to respond. Like really think about it. It's okay to take a pause. And it's funny to see the other interactions with the people that I'm talking to.
Mm.
Because instead of just having like a really quick conversation, I'm stopping and they're like, wait a minute, are you going to speak?
Yeah. I mean, mindfulness is very, very important. I think as you step into that kind of perspective with, especially listening to other people as they communicate, I'm sure you've noticed there's like people that will carry a conversation just because they don't like the silence, or there are people that can't have silence, and I always find that interesting. I was like that at one point, and I can still be that way at times for sure, but I've come to really appreciate the pause, although I'm not great at it, especially in traffic. I'm trying, working on it, but mindfulness is clutch, man. It's very important. Like in that moment, I think you gain, like the ability to elevate the conversation that you're having with whoever you're talking to. When you do, like, I think that it can help another person elevate, what they can bring to a conversation or a topic, or, their true thoughts on something.
Yeah, you kind of pull it out of them.
Yeah, because you're able to slow it down a little bit, and I think those are good conversations where I can have like a talk with somebody about something, and nobody's pushing it along necessarily, where it's like filling it with nonsense. It's like both people are able to like have that moment to think, and not. You don't have somebody constantly interrupting to try and get to the next thing. Everybody's kind of able to, I don't know, really get to the meat and potatoes of what's on their mind. So
it's funny as you brought up having like that thing that we store away, and how good that feels. Reading is obviously we talk about it on here all the time. One of my favorite things that happens in a conversation is when people are talking, or it's like a group setting or just individually, and something that you actually have read in a recent book, or that you have read even a year prior, pops up, and you're like, wait a minute, did you know that this and this? Like, I read it in this book, and it's just something that's like, I had this information, and I remembered it, and like, you give yourself this pat on the back. It's like, I actually, like, that book was actually useful. It wasn't just something that I read and completely forgot about.
Yeah,
like little tiny facts and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's good. I also enjoy when I've read something about, how I work or people work in general, and then I see, and then I like see someone in that personality type, like doing the thing, and I like, I'm like witnessing it happening, and I know that, like, I know why they're doing that.
Yeah.
Like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't mean to like, I don't mean like diagnosing people or anything like that in that sense, but, like, it's cool to see where you've grown or developed in some way, or something that you've come to understand about yourself is like played out in front of you.
Yeah.
It's always
entertaining. Me and my dad were working at that commercial job, and I think I was up on that scaffold, the scaffolding, like, tripping out.
Yeah, dude, it was
sketchy.
That was up there, dude.
Yeah, and my dad was talking to me, and he's like, I was waiting on Quentin to cut something, and he's talking to me. He's like, man, I saw this cool documentary. Like, I didn't get through it all the way. I fell asleep, but I saw this cool documentary about the ship, and like, all of a sudden he had, because we had watched it, it popped up on his TV in here.
Really?
So he just started talking about it. I go, oh man. I go, have you read the book? And he's like, no, I just saw the documentary. I was like, I have the book. I was like, Chris let me borrow the book. I was like, I'll let you borrow it here at the house. And like, if you want to read it, I said, or just listen to it. I'll hook it up on your phone. I was like, Dad, it's so cool.
Yeah.
He's like, man, like, was spewing off a couple things. And I was like, oh man, I was like just firing off stuff.
Yeah.
So I was super stoked that I actually obviously it was, something that was bound to happen if it was on our playlist.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool though that I still haven't had that pop up for me on my TV or devices. It hasn't come up for me.
And
I've like read the book a couple of times.
Yeah.
So it's funny. It
it was really recent that they found the ship too.
Yeah.
So
It's cool.
But yeah, it's really cool. And I think that that's another reason that we talked about the nice thing about this podcast is the fact that we could go back to episode 1. And I think this is episode, I don't even know. It's not 20.
I don't watch them.
Okay. Well, anyways.
I don't watch mine anyways.
Yeah. It'll be nice to go back to like episode 1 and see where we were at and see like this, what felt like a forced conversation.
Yeah.
Where now it's just like, let's just talk. And like sometimes we bring notes and, yeah, it's just such a.
I don't know. The only time I think about that, it makes me feel like I probably shouldn't do that. I feel like I'm getting too comfortable where I probably share way too much, you know, in like a personal realm. Like I need to probably scale it back, you know.
Do you think so?
Probably.
I don't think so.
Probably.
I mean, I listen to them. I don't think so.
I don't know.
Do you think it's a comfortability thing? Like you're not being comfortable with it?
I mean,
or
I'm
you
pretty
just
open.
feel...
I just am who I am. You know, I'm not going to try and like make that up. But when I think about all of the types of people that could listen to it,
that's
like,
what I was wondering.
You know what I mean? Like then I start thinking like maybe that's too much.
Like you're talking about like people outside of
like anybody I would actually know. You know,
right?
Like there's definitely different types of folks I wouldn't necessarily being keen to like my life, I guess personally on, but at the end of the day, whatever, you know, same thing. I am what I am. Yeah. So
it's a good way to live. I like that. I try to do that. I try not to keep much of a secret, you know?
Yeah.
I think for me personally, like secrets hurt me. And I think a lot of that comes from me being depressed for so long without anybody knowing, you know, because I think people knew, but I convinced myself that nobody knew and I was putting on a straight and smiley face. So I think for me, it's hard for me to keep anything secret. You know, I'm decent at doing surprises. I'm decent at like setting up a surprise birthday thing or whatever like that. But
I have a hard time with that.
Yeah. I just mean like if I'm doing a surprise for Cass, I'm pretty good at hiding everything when it comes to that. But anything personally, like I don't keep secrets and I'm very open and I'm very like straight to the book of this is how the situation is. And I just think that, I
get it.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. No, stuff will eat at me if I'm not, you know, if I know that I need to have a conversation.
I think that comes from isolating myself for so long and feeling alone based off of my own decisions for so long that I want to share more because I want other people to know that it's okay to share more kind of deal. I think that's why.
Good on you.
I'm trying.
Good on you.
Trying to figure things.
Good on you. Yeah.
You want to end this one?
I don't. I was gonna say I don't know that I feel that same.
No.
Like I'm open just because that's like who I am and what I'm about. Like just naturally, I have no problem sharing about what I think and my thoughts on something. But
so you're an asshole.
Yeah, maybe I'm just a fucking asshole, dude. I might be like I know we're cool. I know you know me on a personal level. I probably am like to a lot of people just an asshole though.
Just because you speak up and talk?
I mean,
I don't think you don't put off.
No, I mean, I think I'm very polite. I think in public, I think I'm kind. I get along with almost everybody, like on the job site. You know what I mean? I don't have too many enemies out there.
Yeah.
But I probably think I'm an asshole. Like if I wasn't me, I'd probably think I'm an asshole or maybe a tool of some sort. Like some sort of dick.
There was a time where I didn't know you. Like I had met you. We did have to like interact with each other on a work level, but I feel like I have a pretty good asshole like gauge.
Yeah.
And there's people that I know that are assholes, and I don't think that's you.
I
think a lot of people would say that that's not you.
I've come off to know me, and now
I know you're an asshole.
Yeah, now you know I'm an asshole.
No, but I don't think so. and again, that just comes down to we were talking about like first impressions on the last episode or a couple episodes ago, whatever. And I don't know how big of a deal first impressions are. I mean, not for me.
I think they matter a lot.
You think they do?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think they do on a scale for me, but I give people a second chance.
Right. Like I think if you have moments where there will be continued engagement, then I think a first impression is less important, right? Okay. Like if you're going to have multiple interactions with somebody, there's going to be a period of time where you get to establish that relationship. But I think any of the one and done types of interactions, I think play a much bigger part in people's lives, you know?
So let me ask you this. If you're looking for, because first impressions matter to you, on that scale, what are some of the things that you look for as a good first impression?
Well, I think some of it is just a biological, natural response to things. I think we subconsciously ingrained into our DNA, you know, biologically have certain things that we are attuned to in terms of meeting somebody for the first time. And, you know, it could be the environment that you're in. Like there's a bunch of factors.
Do you think so you think it's individual? Like what?
I think some of it is instinctive.
What somebody likes from something, like
I think a big portion of it, the initial, before you have a chance to think about it, I think that a big chunk of that comes from like an inherited, you know, like on a subconscious level.
Like on a primal level.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think there's a mix of like the social and personal aspects to people that we like hurry up and form real quick in the you know, that split second. And I think life factors can play, you know, probably a big portion of that too. I think it's probably 50-50 where, you know, half of it's stuff you wouldn't even be able to, like you could think about afterwards and it would make sense, like why you might have judged somebody a certain way or whatever. But I think some of that just comes from nothing, you know, out of your control, just a natural. Yeah. And then I think maybe the other half is aspects of your individual life, you know?
Yeah.
And like what you perceived as a kid and maybe personal experiences that have happened.
Think, like just on the base level, that individually is what matters to somebody who would have a good first impression to you might not be the same for me.
Yeah, right? Absolutely.
Just based off of values, morals.
Yeah, all of it.
Just instincts.
I think personal opinions on things and instinctive things are, you know, two people that live and have grown up two different ways are definitely going to perceive a new person
that makes
differently,
sense.
You know.
I think about it that way.
Depending on, you know, where you're from and what you're all about and all that. Yeah. I think you can play.
Well, it's because something that's acceptable to you might not be acceptable to me. I mean, we have a pretty good relationship of morals and values. I think, you know, I think that's why a lot of the reason why we're friends.
I'm pretty well covered in tattoos, and I'll still judge somebody that's covered in tattoos.
Yeah.
Like,
we
just like
about
me.
That. Yeah.
And there's times I look at myself and I'm like, oh, I look like a scumbag. But then I'm like, you know,
I'm not a scumbag, right. But it's also the basis of looks too.
Yeah. And I think I'm more friendly and I am more open to like talking with people and giving them a chance to create that first impression. Then I think I'm more open-minded to people than I could be.
Yeah.
You know,
I seem to wait and
even though I know I judge.
Yeah. I seem to wait and have a conversation. Mm-hmm. It seems like if I can, or witness a conversation or the way that somebody's, you know, handling themselves in that.
Right.
But again, I'm not the end all be it all verse of like how that person is going to be for the rest of their life.
Right.
I was just wondering about first impressions for you.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely come to like people that I didn't know if I would have.